Yo, how's it going? Hey. Yo, the sound's so good. Like, music is decent. My voice isn't too bad. Yeah, finally I fixed it. Awesome, cheers. Yo, how many people are here so far? My phone isn't updating. Sick. Alright, we can probably start then. Actually, yo, I'll be back in a sec. Nah, it's so good. I'll get into it. We got pretty epic music. It depends. Damn, you got up for my stream at 5 in the morning? Holy shit. I usually go to bed at 3 AM. I don't know how you can get up at 5. I don't know. Let's see. So, I'm not a generalist, so I can't really answer the best. But I know there's some people that specialize, well, not specialize, but they're more stronger in DMP, and then some are stronger in like modeling. But I mean, a lot of the environment dudes are fucking amazing anyway, so they can usually do both. But I remember hearing that some people do prefer doing DMP. Oh yeah. Yeah, it depends what the work is, or the studio is. Like in assets we help environments quite a lot. So that's, if they need models, they'll usually work with us. Yo, what should we work on today? Oops. Camera tools stuff. Cannons for the bottom of their ship. Usually, to be honest, with like things like aircraft and stuff, like I can't remember who I heard say this, but like for when it comes to designing things, like guns automatically make stuff look cool. So if you can make your design look like successful without weapons, it's successful. And then you can always just put guns onto it afterwards. And that's why you'll probably notice a lot of my personal work doesn't actually have weapons on it. Yo, hey Jess, how's it going? Probably Guardians, I reckon. Just because it was my first, and it was lots of spaceship stuff. Yeah, maybe we can finish the wing. Maybe. That's a lot of work. Cheers. Yeah, there's a lot of cool spaceship stuff. And like, it was my first job in the industry, so, you know, I'm pretty nostalgic of that. I learned so much on that show. Yeah, how's your stream going? Oh shit. Is there a way to turn off the music? Not really. Is the music a problem? Is the music too loud? I don't know, do people usually prefer not to have music? Every stream I've ever seen has music on it. Yo, how's it going? I don't know, I think maybe we should just keep refining the wing. Like last stream I was going through and just adding like panels and fixing topology a bit, that sort of stuff. So we can probably continue doing that. It's starting to take its shape. Yeah, this music is epic, how can you not like it? It's Dragon Ball Z. Well, it's remixed Dragon Ball Z. Wait, what am I doing? Tri-edged? What do you mean? Whoa, that's a pretty cool kit. I can't see what topology is like. Oh, do you mean triple edged? Oh, it depends. It depends the entire purpose of the kit. Like if it's concept, Well, it depends if it's even subdivided. Oh, what am I doing? Like, if it's like concept geo, it doesn't matter, you don't need it. But if it's like my kit, where it's made to be subdivided, then you'll need triple edging. Because if you smooth something like this, you get your nice bevel. Where if you try and smooth his mesh, then it'll break. But it depends what it's for. If it's for concept, or if it's just poly, that's okay too. Oh, whoops. Yo, thanks for the subscriptions. I still don't really know what it is yet, but thanks. Making money, sick. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. What is this? Is this a flat? Oh, damage pass. Damage pass. Do you mean like as in like the wing is completely like ripped off, or do you mean like just subtle damage like edge breakup? Nah, nah. I don't think it's possible to make enough money to off of Twitch. I'd be very surprised. Sick, thanks. Yo, just do whatever makes you happier. Like, I'm pretty crazy for like working 8 or 9 hours, then coming home and just doing another 4 more hours of the same stuff, but you know, work is pretty cool. How should we do this? Oh, the splitting? Yeah, I didn't work on the Star Destroyer itself, like modeling it, but I did the splitting of it, which was a lot of work. It pretty much involved doing a lot of I can literally show you what I did. Like, I literally selected the entire asset, got multi-cut, and then just did this and slashed through the whole thing at once. And then did several cuts, deleted the middle, and then I had to go in and start like ripping up the edges along where the cut was. And I can show you really quickly what it is. You need like 2 copies of everything. Yo, how's it going? Let's see. I mean, if you want to damage something like this, you would do like your slice through it. And then you would... Oh god, it's being slow. Go face mode. You separate it into 2 different meshes. Even if it's like that, it's actually completely fine. And then you just use soft select, and I would do stuff like rotate it. And you end up with fucked up shit like this. And then you can start adding extra details in there. You can go to multi-cut, you know, slice something like that. And then you can start bending this one separately. If you don't want it to go onto this side, but just stay on this side, if you go to your soft selection settings, you change it. Oh, I already got it on surface. The default is volume, and see how it will naturally, it does a circle, but if you swap it to surface, it goes around. So it gives you more control if you have it on surface. Oh shit. And then I use rotate to like move verts around and do stuff like this. And if it's subdivided, it makes it even easier to like start bending and warping and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is a really super basic damage pass. And you just do slicing. Like metal tears when it gets damaged. Like it's good to look at reference while you're doing damage. There's plenty of like plane crash reference and stuff like that. You want to do big exaggerated shit like this. I mean, it depends what the damage is. If it explodes on the inside, you want the the paneling to warp backwards. And then yeah, you just do it to the other side as well. But then what would happen is, so this is the way visual effects work. It's all tricks. You'd have your normal spaceship flying around, and then as soon as it gets damaged, it would swap to a version. Oh shit. It would swap to a version which has this, and then they would animate the pieces like, you know, flying away and all that sort of stuff. So when you see a ship usually blow up, it doesn't necessarily mean it's always an effects pass. It's usually like a pre-damage thing that just shatters, and they just swap the models, and then those pieces fly off. It depends what you need. Like if you see it ripping slow motion in front of the camera, and then you have to do like proper blend shapes between the original. But for stuff like a ship blowing up, usually you have like a pre-shattered ship. Yeah, visual effects is all tricks. It's all totally just faking things. Staying motivated? I don't know, like the last 3 months I kind of like ran out of motivation, to be honest. So I just played like lots of video games for 2 or 3 months. I just caught up on all the things I missed. Not usually. Depends. Depends which studio you're at. Sometimes there's a department called Tech Anim, and Tech Anim will do the blend shapes, and sometimes the modelers provide the blend shapes. I personally don't do many blend shapes. It's not my strength. But like pre-shattering stuff is fine. And let's say you got your wing that's ripped off, then you would go and fill inside of it with like pre-made gack and stuff like that. Alright, what are we doing? 10 pattern? But yeah, staying motivated is hard sometimes. Yeah, work can be tough. Crazy deadlines, long hours. I think it's good to have balance outside of work though. Like sometimes I take it too far. Favorite games? I've been playing Dragon Ball Fighters a lot. What else? Playing Spider-Man a little bit as well. Pretty cool. Actually, it's a bit too basic. Nah, I haven't played the Uncharted. I only got a PlayStation recently, so God of War is when I got my PlayStation. So I haven't played any PlayStation games before that. Oh, there's a lot of these panels. I'm not super happy about this panel shape, but we can always just slice it up later if we need to. That's one of the things I like about when you start extruding things into different separate objects, you can always like work on them in isolation. Also, usually I delete the inside of the panel, but I'm not going to do it for this one because you might see some of it underneath the flap. I probably should have done my triple edging first though. Yeah, usually it's better to do the triple edging before you extrude, because then you only have to deal with one side. Oh yeah, film and workflow, film and TV are completely different. Like, the deadlines of TV is ridiculous. Where film, we can work on a project for like 6 months to a year. Like, advertising is like 2 weeks. So people usually have to be generalists in advertising. That's the biggest difference. People are more generalists because the turnarounds are just ridiculous, like high stress environment. Yo, how's it going? Oh yeah, with games, like, yeah, definitely. Anytime I play a game with like spaceships in it, it makes me want to make spaceships. Like I was building part of a city at one point, and then I went and played Spider-Man, and it was just looking at rooftops non-stop, so it was just the same thing. Whoa, where's that so off? What? Got rated better. Yo, who's this dude? Yo, be back in a sec. Raiders, what are you guys talking about? Yo, how do I kick people? Oh, sick. Cool. Cheers. Oh, and I just got bored of their messages. Yeah, the people hosting me are still hosting me. That's not a problem. Alright, cool. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, triangles are fine. I mean, personally, like when I've in my blogs and stuff, I always say about like no triangles and stuff like that, and I always avoid triangles if I can, but they don't really matter. And the reason I push not to have triangles so much on my blogs and stuff like that is in case you come across a supervisor that is picky, like you don't want to get into bad habits of like cheating everything. So you can get away with triangles, but it's always better to just model nicely from the start. Is this meant to be a flap? Because this won't work. Yeah, it can be a flap now. "60-second mute?" Yo, no worries. I don't know, I personally don't think I'm that special or anything. I'm just, there's lots of modelers in the industry. Nah, I've done no VR stuff. Only film. Which modeler inspired me the most? There's a few. Let's see. I mean, one thing that inspires me today is like Vitaly is ridiculous with his work ethic. But there's lots of people I see and I'm like, damn, they're fucking amazing. Yo, sorry, what's the question again? Oh, double edging. Okay. I mean, it depends. Like if it's double edge and it works, that's all good. Triple edge is usually the standard though. But this, he works in games, doesn't he? I don't know if they have anything different. Oh shit. Yeah, sick. Now his work is great. Yo, how do I unban people now? Oh, we can just type that into the thing? Hey, I'm new to this as well, I don't know. Let's find out. Yo, sorry. Nah, character artists, I don't know. Character artists think they're above everyone else for some reason. Hard surface is easy to them apparently. People, I very rarely see someone go from character to hard surface. If someone changes, it's usually hard surface to character. But there's so many character artists out there, like the competition is so high. Usually, like even in films in general, you're not going to get too much character work. So you're going to be fighting against a lot of people for the good work. Oh yeah, but the thing with creasing, like with Toy Story, you're creasing like a 50k model, where if you use creasing with like a transformer, just the complexity difference is ridiculous. So creasing may work fine with like Woody or a car, like you know from Cars, but it's not gonna hold up for a transformer. It's just too unreliable. Because yeah, creasing I'm pretty sure creasing comes from Pixar. Oh, this is just temp, by the way. I'm just throwing stuff in to fill gaps. We can always replace this stuff later. No worries. Yeah, I use creasing for like previewing a hard edge. I would never use it. Like I use creasing all the time for concepting. Like if I want to see nice shapes. Like if you have, let's see. You can have really nice sweeping crazy shapes with very few polygons. So if we do something like, why is it so slow? Isolate this. You got some crazy shit like this. You smooth this, you can see this. And then say for example, oh, let's not do that. Say for example you want to play with like little cuts and inserts and stuff. You can, we'll add, actually I'll do this first. I'll subdivide it first so it's a bit more polygons. But then what you can do is you can start creasing edges like that. And then you can start playing around with like hard edges like this. And then you can add more edge loops in here. You can crease this stuff now. And then you can really start playing with really cool like indents and stuff like that without really having to commit to your mesh. So if you want to test like a little quick inset, I would do something, oh shit, unsmooth it first. Do something like this. And then you can crease this stuff. I mean, this isn't going to look too good, but as like a basic idea, you can kind of see. Oh yeah, you also, so at the moment it's only sub D level 2, and it looks like crap. But if you press page up, it'll go up to sub D level 3 and then sub D level 4. So this is what it will actually look like. I mean, this crease here is kind of breaking. Yeah, creasing is really handy for just testing like weird shapes without having to commit to it. So you can do like, yeah, nice cool sweeping stuff. I mean, it does break if you don't have like proper topology, but when you're doing this stuff it doesn't really matter. And then you can just keep going and keep adding more crazy shit. You can crease just individual sections and see what that gives you. So you got like just a pinch here. But then when I'm done with this, I'll subdivide it. So I have like a workable mesh like this. Get rid of the creasing. And then I'll go in and start like proper triple edging. Because you just got so much, you just have so much more control with the triple edge. Like if you only want it to pinch here, you can deselect there and move the edge across. Like with creasing it's hard to taper, that's also another big thing. So see, you can spread it out here and pinch it here. There you go. So now we've got a nice cool, yeah, mesh from, you know, pretty simple thing. Alright. Oh yeah, not saying all character artists are bad, but there's some character artists which have absolutely no respect for a hard surface modeler. Like, because they think because they've done like a chair or something, they can build a spaceship, but I don't know. You've got masters in both fields. It's all just skill, like time accumulated. Yeah, that's totally what it is. It's just time spent somewhere. Like anyone can do either, you just need to put the time into it. New power moves? I guess the thing is though, like watching a character artist work in ZBrush is a lot more faster and interesting, I guess, than watching someone do like nice topology on panels. Let's see, let's break this up like that. Yeah. Topology is awesome. Yeah, we've got some pretty epic music for panel modeling. Yeah, just listen to Dragon Ball Z music at the moment. Yeah, this dude here does all this really sick like rock version of Dragon Ball Z music. So if you like Dragon Ball Z music, you should definitely check out this dude's channel. Very cool stuff. Yeah, totally. Like, I can totally appreciate character artists as well. Like it's not easy to learn anatomy. Wait, what am I doing? Even topology? Let's see. It's more about, yeah, texture stretching is a big thing, especially around the edges. Like, see how I'll triple edge, but I'll also put another supporting edge pretty close to it as well. It's to avoid texture stretching. So when you smooth it, you can see all the edges will move out a bit. But if you don't have this edge here, this edge will shoot even further to like here or something. The spans is also, yeah, to prevent texture stretching. And this also means like when it's subdivided, it'll be spread more evenly, the topology. Like if you go into ZBrush afterwards, and you need to sculpt on this, but all your topology is stuck in the corners and you got nothing in the middle, that's why you spread it over. It also just visually looks nice to have everything kind of spread out, well I mean when it's done, but how should we end this? Yeah, whatever, that will do. Yeah, the Fight Club is still a thing. Yo, we listen to My Hero Academia at the moment. People have been checking that out. Oh, such a good anime. Yo, take it easy. Thanks for tuning in. Yo, thanks. Why is it like that? I don't know what a height map is. Oh, there we go. Damn, this music is too epic. A good way of checking if like verts and stuff are broken or you've got too many verts, you can just preview smooth and you'll see like I've got two verts which are sitting on top of each other. Damn, there's quite a few of them. Most detailed model. I don't know, let's have a look. I honestly do not know. I mean, horror is pretty detailed. Like stuff like this isn't really too hard or too complex. Oh god, too many notifications. This was really complex, but this was done by like 4 of us. Same with this thing. This thing was also done by 4 of us. Maybe more than 4. I just did the top ring, like the top flower petal section. This wasn't complex to model, but this was a lot of work. I mean, that's the thing, like, you look at something like this and this is super complex, but then this is like, oh shit. Where's it gone? Oh no, it's at the top, isn't it? Like, this is super modular. So like, one of these pieces is like this, so it's not too bad. As far as like a self-contained asset goes, I'd definitely say Hot Rod. But then Hot Rod was made between me and Sherrod Blaze. Like, this thing we both went back and forth on each other's work quite a lot. So in reality we both touched the entire model. But like, I would do a fix to his stuff, then he would do a fix to my stuff, just based on changes, things like that. Not just model. Yeah, this is pretty complex. But then this is broken up into several artists as well. Like I did, what did I do? I did the towers, I did the masts, not including the sails, that was someone else. I did the masts, I did the front of the ship, and then I did the sides. And I did like the concepting of it, how it opens, stuff like that. It kind of, I know it sounds kind of weird, but it kind of is kind of casual for me. Like if we're like, alright, let's talk about a bus that transforms into another bus, it's like, alright, cool, let's just do that. But yeah, something like an aircraft is usually pretty simple. Something like this kind of simple, but it's snapped in half, and that was where the challenge for this came with the snapping version of it. What else we got? Oh god. But I mean, like, hey, after 5 years of doing this sort of stuff, I know it sounds weird, but it kind of is my day to day. But it's not like every single day we're gonna make awesome cool spaceships. Like, I mean, on this hangar, like, I had a day of building like crates. Like, where's the breakdown of this? Turn the volume off. I mean, you can straight up see it. When all the shit starts falling from the ceiling, you can see the modular chunks I built. But it wasn't always just cool, crazy, complex stuff. There's lots of this. You can see it all falling now. Like little crates, little containers, little random cylinder vent things, and lots of stuff like that. So I know I've got lots of cool, crazy spaceships, but that's maybe 10% of the actual work. Like, you'll be on the show for like, I don't know, like Guardian's on the show for like a year, and I worked on all the ships, but this is definitely the main one I put my time into. Alright, that's enough of that. How did I animate the opening? I just animated groups. How can we show this off? Oh shit. Let's see. I can always try and recreate it. Let's just go to new scene. So I had, let's see, we've got a cube here. Oop. This is going to be the most basic thing ever. So that, actually no, we'll do it closed. Oops. So that sits in that. Put this down here. Ah, why's my fucking moving thing weird? Alright, this is my amazing side of a ship. And then all you do is you do, let's see, this group, that's a group, that's a group, that's a group. So we can name this one finger. No, not finger, let's just do hands. And this one can be elbow, and this can be your shoulder. it doesn't really matter what it is, it's just an easy way of knowing what sits in what. So the hand, oh shit, let's bring this down here. I don't know why I'm teaching animation, but no, it's not proper animation, this is like really hacky shit. So the elbow group, put that here. So the hand sits in the elbow sits in the shoulder. So we just open this up. And you just animate the groups. So let's do 1, 2, let's do 25. So 25, we can do like something like that. This is going to be super hacky, but you get the point. 1, 25. Oh. Oh, whoops. I didn't set the thing first. 1, 25. I mean, so in essence, this is kind of what you saw, the ship doing this. And then we can do... Oh, back to 1. I suppose you don't really need the cylinder, do you? So you got... Oh, wait, did I animate the wrong thing? Whoops. Let's reanimate that. Animation 101. Cool, so you just got this pretty much, and this is what I used. And then this can be like, we can call this rib 1. And then if you go edit, duplicate special, I think you can duplicate, where is it? I gotta try and remember how to do this. It's not an instance, it's a copy, but it's duplicate input graph. I think this is it. So we have this duplicate now. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, so they both work. So I just kind of did this, and we got our little rib thing here. We got this. I don't know why I'm teaching this. And then you just offset the animations. So let's see, select hierarchy. Do we want to do this? No, we want to do the first one first. No, this is last, that's right. Oh man, this thing was so complex. Select hierarchy. So in the end you kind of got this motion like this, but the other ones move at the same time. Am I making sound effects? Oh. Oh shit, I just did it again. Alright, now I'm aware. Alright. Cool, that's good enough. We don't need this one actually. And then what did we do? And then I think if you get all these ribs, we group them, and then we do the same thing again. And then we go, which way is it? Duplicate special, and then we flip this one -1. I think this is how we do it. Did this work? Sick. Alright, cool. We're getting there. And then what did we do? I think we got this group and this group. We group them. God, this is so complex. There's a lot more effort than I remember it being. So that does that. And then, wait, is this gonna break if I do this? No, it's fine. Okay. And then this sits within this, and this sits within this. God, I need to commit to this now. So this one goes first. We rotate it like this. Then this one goes like this. Cool, there we go. Now we got the ship from Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm surprised I remember how to do this. But yeah, this is how you do the I did the testing for it. But the cool thing is, the reason I did this sort of stuff is so I could work out where like the wood would splinter, so it can actually do that. Damn, what a badass example. Alright, back to modeling. I've got no idea how I'm doing this. But yeah, that's super... Like, I barely do that. That was the only time I've had to really animate stuff. I mean, sometimes you have to animate, like, to show, like, a leg can move, but that's about it. The class is over. The animation class is over, and I'm probably never going to animate again. Alright, let's do some work. I mean, you don't usually have to animate stuff like that. Nothing, I've kind of played with that myself until it worked. Don't think I really spoke to Anim. I don't know, Transformers are pretty fake, to be honest. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of smoke and mirrors. But I mean, visual effects in general is smoke and mirrors. Oh shit. Yeah, we can talk about the meaning of life in this chat. We are all fake. Oh yeah. Oh shit, it's Goku Black song. Sick. I don't know, I honestly think you need a lot of beers to sit through me watching, like, do topology for 4 hours. Damn, dude. You should have slept. Sleep is more important than my stream. But thanks, I appreciate it. Yo, take it easy. I stream on Saturdays. Well, I've started trying to stream on Saturdays, so it might be a better time for you to tune in. Damn, you sick, dude. Yo, take it easy, man. Yeah, no, sleep is important. I'm definitely realizing that now. I'm super tired every day. I mean, I was already yawning before the stream started. Yeah? Damn. Yeah, I usually sleep like 3 AM. It's not good. Yeah, that's true. Oh shit, we didn't do this, did we? Whoops. Yeah, I'll just sleep at work or something. Yeah, I only found out this like a few days ago after using Maya for like 6 years. But if you hold down like W and then you hold down left mouse click, you can choose what you can choose what method it goes by, like world or object and stuff, or component. I've been using Maya for like 6 years and this blew me away. So now I don't have to go up here. Oh yeah, no, someone at work showed me that and I was like, that's ridiculous. How have I not known about that for years? But it's impossible for everyone to know everything about Maya. There's just too much random shit in here. Oh, that pinching. Yo, do you guys see that ArtStation is doing like another challenge thing? I was thinking I might do the I don't know, do one of the designs on the stream maybe? Like not the concept stage, the actual asset production stage. So at least gives me time to like finish this before I start that one. It's, what's the theme? It's like feudal Japan, which is awesome. So I'm definitely down to make some feudal Japanese thing. This thing? It's oh, fuck, I'm totally gonna get his name wrong. I spell his name. It's this guy's concept, what I'm doing at the moment. The dude's from Poland and I don't want to butcher his name. Is it Michal? Michal Kus? Something like that. Let's get rid of that. Michal? Okay, sick, thanks. Yeah, I'm terrible at names. I'm going to Denmark soon, and I don't know how I'm going to survive. That's a bit bumpy. Going to what? Oh, he posted his thing? So yeah, his work is fucking awesome. I love it. I've seen his work for a long time. It's amazing. Yo, is anyone gonna do the challenge? Oh yeah. Yeah, I used to do all the challenges. Like I did the first 3, and then like I did the concept side because I wanted to get better at concept and not production. Because I mean I do production at work, so I didn't really want to go home and do it. But it's just other things got in the way. Like it's quite stressful trying to find time to do the challenges after work. And to like a level I'm happy with is the problem. But production might be okay. I might do the production one. If I do it on the stream as well, it'll be, you know, pretty interesting. Why is this not merging? Production stage? Nice. What do you mean allowed? Oh, am I allowed to do the ILM art challenge? I was not. I actually asked to do it and I couldn't. Yeah, because it was to find people to work for ILM, and I already work for ILM, so I couldn't do it. Yeah, like one of the, I think the second challenge, maybe it was the third. It was run by the ILM art department in San Francisco, and it was actually to hire people. They, like the art director in Vancouver, on the show I'm working on now, he came third, I think, or second in the art challenge. So they actually did hire people from it. But it was a pretty intense challenge. Oh no, he was hired as an artist. But yeah, I think we need an art director in Vancouver, so... I don't know. The things with like those sorts of things is maybe you can be skeptical if it's like a random unheard of game, but it's like Industrial Light and Magic, so the chance of them using your stuff for free is very unlikely, because they have like some of the best artists in the world, and they did hire a few of the people that did well, so it was definitely legit. Yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten through it. Seriously, like in general, like the amount of concepts done and not used is insane. Like the amount of work, everything used in film, well, done in film and not used is just crazy. But these are high budget profile, like high budget films. So they like, there's so many times where we could build this spaceship, and then suddenly they just don't want it anymore. So it's just not in the film. It happens quite a lot. I think that's one of the main things you have to accept when you first get into the industry is it's not your personal project. Like if I'm making this and suddenly my lead comes in behind me and is like, yeah, stop working, it's not in the film anymore. I'm like, okay, cool, save it, close it, never see it again. And that sort of stuff happens. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like seriously, like what I'm doing now is really basic compared to what a final film model will look like. And then you'll see it in the film, this far away. And the camera, it's just like this. Like, okay, cool, that was 3 months of work for like nothing. But yeah, the art dump thing is cool. Unfortunately, we don't get to do that sort of stuff. A lot of our work just goes away and never to be seen again. But I mean, you know, we're not hired to make our personal projects or our portfolio. We're hired to do a job. So we can't really complain about that sort of thing. It's just how it is. Oops. Yo, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. what I'm doing at the moment is I'm not really looking at the concept for this extra panel work. It's more like just taking the shapes they've already done and just making my own to break it up even more. But usually, like, I'll do things like this line will match this line, you know, this line matches that line, that sort of thing. Like things, like man-made things, usually things are quite parallel. Yeah, man, it's the Gogeta theme. Of course it's epic. No, I don't have the reference on the other screen. What I'm what I'm streaming to you guys, or what you guys can see, is what I'm looking at. Well, as far as my Maya goes. Because since I've already blocked out the main shape of this panel I wanted, which is the white one, now I know anything I do is gonna line up with vaguely what the concept was. Because the concept doesn't really, doesn't really offer that much information as far as like inner panel stuff goes. Like, it's just brushstrokes. So I already know I can't really look at this. Like, maybe I can take that line, but that's about it. So at this point I kind of have creative freedom. And like, these panels are going to be really subtle. They're not going to be that intense anyway, so it's not really going to cause a problem. Yeah, you see, like, originally we had this crazy complex wing. You've got all this random like shit just going everywhere. But when you start breaking it down into its panels and start doing the topology, and then you can isolate it to something like this, it's really easy to tackle this compared to like the craziness which is the whole wing. Which is why I like doing my panels personally instead of just waiting for textures to do them, because, well, firstly it looks better, secondly it makes texture artists' life a lot easier, and it's not really that bad for us to do. Like, the time you save by getting texture to do it is time they now have to spend. Someone's going to have to do the panels at some point. But you can get away with surprising like amount. The Rocket's I'll show you Rocket's Warbird. That's a pretty good example, because this is like panels which are texture and panels which are model. There's a really close-up shot of it. Where is it? Oh, this one here. Oh, where's my thing gone? Oh, stop. I mean, it's a bit blurry, but we can kind of get a gist. So not all of this is displacement. Like, these are all real panel lines. Actually, I think all of them are panels. Yeah, I model all of these panels. So every line you see is panel, but these bolts are all displacement. That's displacement as well, I think, actually. Like, for something like this shot, we should have probably gone in and manually added bolts, but it would just be for this one shot. You'd have like variations of the ship, but as you can see, these are actually texture. But I mean, when you look at the film itself, it's like super fast. Like, so much work for something so small, but someone will always notice it. Like, you can't even see rivets at this point. Yeah, Mo, chill. Yeah, Mo, are you in the stream? Are you trolling me? Is what a downside of being good. Now, almost never you'll put bolts on stuff unless you know you're gonna see it like super close. Yeah, I'll open ArtStation like in the morning and see like 50 notifications. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's a lot of, you know, me following other people and seeing their posts and stuff as well. It's not like it's all for me. God, the people with like 40,000 followers, damn. I can't imagine their notifications. Wait, is this gonna work? What am I doing? Oh, that's so good. Yeah, like dealing with number of panels compared to dealing with number of bolts. It's like the more objects you have in the scene, the heavier your scene is in general, and the harder it is, well, the longer it takes to read. So like having a few panels compared to like, you know, 30 bolts per panel can be pretty crazy. Oh shit. Are you guys hearing the sound of my notifications? And gotta turn that shit off. Oh no, that's my Twitch. Don't do that. To be honest, like this kind of is, I mean, it's not kind of is boring, it is pretty boring, like as far as like visually to see, but I actually kind of really enjoy doing panels, to be honest. Oh shit. It's like doing UVs, it's kind of like you just kind of shut your mind off and just draw vertex, well, draw edges and... Oh, the ArtStation noises? Oh yeah, they don't acknowledge each other. Yeah, alright, that's too epic. Something different. Yo, how's it going? Nah, Dragon Ball Z stuff is pretty epic. It's good though. Yo, we can listen to the Attack on Titan album, that's fucking epic. Maybe the thing is, like, a lot of the panels I'm doing a custom, but what I plan to do is I'm going to take the top and flip onto the bottom, and then I'm going to kind of lattice it into position. But like, say for example, if I was to take this and we just move it somewhere else, and then like trying to fit it in here looks really kind of painful, because the curvature of the wing is completely different. Like, we spend a lot of time trying to make sure the curvature was good at the start, but if I fit this in, god, this is kind of annoying, then I have to soft select and move all the stuff around, and then I have to manually cut the panel in anyway. It's not really worth it. It will work if like everything is flat. Like if I'm working on like modular walls or something like that, I would make like a massive line of panels, and then I would just duplicate that massive row of panels everywhere. Too many edge loops. Yo, who is it? Too many edge loops. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. It's alright, don't worry. Some colleagues are just trolling. Yo, come on guys, speak up. You're in here. Ah, fuck's sake. Ah, God. Frank? How's it going, Frank? Oh shit. Wait, how many of you fuckers are in here? Oh shit. Oh. I don't mean the people on the stream. Yo, I'm honestly surprised it took you 5 streams to come troll me. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. You're actually pretty close. Wait, why did I do that? Oops. I got distracted, sorry guys. No, I'm sure Jeep can take the epic music. Jeep is the epic music. Jesus. Alright. Yo, Mo, are you still around? Oh shit, don't do that. Yo, what are you working on? Oh yeah? Sick. Oh shit. Yeah, nah, the panels aren't that epic. Oh shit. It'll probably get to the point that I'll probably have to start doing this off the stream, because I mean, if every single session is watching me topologize this wing, this is gonna take a while. Yeah, I'll be back in a sec. What do you mean you prefer concept to 3D? Oh, I see. Damn, how can you watch me do topology then? As someone that doesn't do 3D, how do you feel about watching well, how do you feel about dealing with topology in general? Because a lot of concept artists I talk to, they hate, you know, this side of it purely because of topology. Like that. Oh shit. They like the freedom to just do whatever they want. With speed as well. Yeah, the thing I like about modeling in general is the fact that it's kind of like a puzzle. Like I like having to try and figure out how you can turn everything into quads. Things like dealing with edge flow, stuff like that. So I really like the technical aspect of it. But I can totally understand why it's not for everyone. It's quite slow. You do have to really think about it. But then there's something nice about being able to like look back at the end and see like a really nice, clean, efficient model. I mean, it depends. Like, with that sort of thing, I kind of have noticed it's a lot easier for me to get a job because people already know my work, which I think is the benefit of like marketing yourself and posting your work like that. But not necessarily if you have to, but I've just seen benefits from doing that. Like especially in our industry, like so many people look at ArtStation. So a lot of people have already seen my work before I even go to a studio, which is pretty helpful. Yeah, like I've started at studios and like half the department knew who I was already, which is kind of interesting. As far as like that goes, that can be either. Depends who wants to do it. Like I've sometimes done it, where the texture artist has sometimes done it. It depends on the texture artist and the modeler. Usually I don't do it because I'm not the strongest ZBrush person. Oh, that's awful. I'll have to rebuild that. It's not like a rule, but like the general flow from panel to panel will be more consistent if the edges like at least vaguely match. Like it doesn't have to be perfect like this, but the general flow is very similar. Where say for example you had, I don't know, you didn't have these spans here, the panel line will drop, so you might have like a different, it might have a bit of a bump here, stuff like that. So that's usually the main thing. And it also means, like say for example, well it's not perfect, but if I wanted to move this edge, it's a lot easier to move it because they'd have consistent topology. Oh, I didn't grab them both of them. Aside from here, but see how this one doesn't have anything that lines up here, so as I move this, they are now out of sync with each other. So that's why general good topology flow is decent. If I wanted to, I could get rid of this one or just add to this one. It just also looks clean, but like you don't have to do it, like it's not the end of the world, as long as when it's smooth it looks good. Yeah, that's totally cool. I mean, like, you don't, like, people don't have to post their work online or anything like that. It depends what you want. Like, if you don't need to, you don't have to. Like I was in the industry for 2 years, I think, before I started posting work online. The biggest mistake I've made on a show. Let's see. I don't know, I don't usually make any like massive mistakes that cost like lots of money or anything. Usually it's just like make a spaceship, make the spaceship, and then if something changes, it's not usually my fault, it's like a design change or a technical thing. I've never like deleted anything or anything like that. Sure, that's not actually my onesie, I borrowed it from someone else that was at work. Man, the frog onesie is definitely not a mistake. It's probably one of the greatest contributions to film industry, I think. But no, I don't remember ever like fucking up or anything like that. No, it's hard to screw up in film. There's so many people involved that if you do something dumb, like it'll usually get caught pretty fast. Usually. Like I guess I don't even know if I've done this, but like a dumb thing could be like deleting your Maya files. Or you just lose like half a day's work or something. Do we get free donuts? On Wednesdays. The difference between senior, intermediate, and junior. To be honest, like you'll see juniors which are better than seniors. So it's hard. It's a hard thing. A general thing is like junior you usually give pretty basic tasks, more like say for example we got this model from another vendor, like another studio. The junior would usually be the one that gets the model, brings it in, makes sure it's the right scale, checks it into the pipeline, all that basic stuff. where a senior usually gets the most important assets and usually get left alone just to do the asset. And mid usually can just be thrown onto anything, but they'll usually have some decent guidance. But this is just general speaking, like I've seen juniors absolutely fucking kill it, and then I've seen seniors who don't know how to do their job. So I wouldn't worry too much about the title. The biggest thing with the title is you get more money. Oh yeah, it is Wednesday today. No, we didn't get donuts today. We got croissants. Have I ever seen anyone do stupid things? Yeah, let's not go there though. I probably am not allowed to go there. I don't do stupid things, and that's what's most important to me. Yeah, like the thing is, like when I was like half the stuff in my portfolio I made when I was a junior. And I'm still doing the same type of work now as a senior. So the title doesn't matter too much, to be honest. It's usually about the pay, which is the big thing. Like I've been on shows, you know, been left alone on shows by myself as a junior before, because they knew I could do the work. Cheap. Fucking cheap. But no, it's hard to do dumb stuff in the film industry. The biggest problem with the film industry, well, not the film industry, the biggest problem with like visual effects is there's a lot of ways of doing the same thing, and usually it's sometimes hard to get a lot of people on the same page. Like if something is easy for you but makes animations hard, but then rigging have something which will fix their problem, but then that creates a problem for effects, and then effects don't want to do that because then that causes them problems, but then makes your life harder. Like it's a big circle of who's going to do the harder thing. That's the biggest thing with film. That's why like communication is so important in film, because you can waste so much time if you're not talking to the other departments or your artists. It's so important to talk to your artists about the work they're doing. Or just a lot of time in general is wasted. That's definitely one of the main things I put on in that blog, is communication is just so important. But yeah, as long as you're talking to people, it's hard to do dumb things. Like, you also shouldn't be afraid to like ask the other department like if everything will be okay. Like, there's so many times where I work really closely with the environment team and I'm constantly talking to them. Like every time you check in a model, you message the guy that's going to pick it up. Anytime you need to do a change to your model, you tell the texture us, hey, just a heads up, texture changes will be coming. Yeah, I'll probably stream for another 20 more minutes. Really? Photoshop the texture? I don't know if anyone uses Photoshop the texture anymore. No, Mari is like the standard for film, just in general. And Substance is starting to be used more now, but it's still Mari. I think the biggest problem with Substance is the Udemy thing. But no, for now, definitely, Mari is definitely the main thing. Yeah, I just do hard surface. There's so many character artists that there's plenty of other people to do the character work. Which is cool with me, because I'd rather just do the spaceships and stuff like that. Yeah, like I've never modeled a character, like, ever in my life. I know some people at work, they use Substance Designer to make procedurals and then use Mari to paint. But as far as using Substance Painter goes, maybe. The thing is, it's hard to like swap software when people are usually pretty ingrained with what they use. But yeah, I hear Substance is getting really good. I mean, I've got Substance, so I need to learn it. What do I do if not cool spaceships and beautiful environments? I go onto a different show. No, I usually get tailored onto whatever the most hard surface show is. And if that's not there, I better learn characters. But there's always one show that has something I can do on it. It's not necessarily that I can't do characters, it's just they know my strength is definitely hard surface, so they'd rather just put me on hard surface work. What's the most artistic part for me in 3D? I think it's mainly like the interpretation of the concept, I think, which is cool. Like, if we look at this concept, well, half of the concept, it's super vague, super basic. We have no idea what's going on in here, no idea what's on the bottom, no idea what's behind anything. So being able to interpret it and try and match it, but then also be able to make up things is really cool, I think. So you need to stick to the guidelines, but also be creative, which I think is really fun. This is my favorite type of work to do. Like something that's not locked down, but it has enough information to give you a base. Like we have no idea what's behind here. But, you know, I enjoy trying to look at the design language of what's here and try and interpret what would be underneath. Yes, Substance is always improving. It wouldn't surprise me if Substance is, you know, used more in the future. Yeah, like the Udemy count for assets is crazy. Like you can have assets which are like 100 Udemy. So I don't personally know if Substance can deal with 100 Udemy. Nope. Let's go to school. I don't know, to be honest. Like, I guess, like, a lot of people do usually go to school. I didn't go to school, but a lot of people usually do. It's not usually something people talk about, though. Like, it's... No one really cares about what school you went to or what degree you have, anything like that. Oh, 100 Udym is pretty basic. You can have like... I've seen assets with like 200 Udyms. And like 8k textures, which is ridiculous. Over 9,000. Fuck, 9,000 Udyms. What do I think about Fusion 360? It's cool. I usually use Moi actually. I've got it down here. Moi is really cool. I didn't use Fusion at first because Moi allowed hotkeys, especially for like isolate select. Like I cannot live without isolate select. Like I need to be able to do this. Where with Fusion you couldn't do it. Where with Moi you can. But I think they have custom hotkeys now, so it could be different. I swear this wing will get done one day. $8K, yeah. It depends on the studio, but a lot of studios do 8K. Remember my friend was saying on I think Jupiter Ascending, like one of the ships had like 16k textures, which wouldn't surprise me because the scales of the stuff on that film are massive. Yeah, 16k, damn. Yeah, it also depends on timing and luck. Yeah, I showed Zach's reel before. He got hired out of school. Yeah, timing also has a big part to do with it. Like there can be batches of students coming out for like 6 months, but then ILM or any studio in general doesn't need to hire until like the 7th month, and then suddenly someone else happens to graduate. That's also who you know. That's why marketing yourself is also handy. Oh shit. Yeah, but most of my ArtStation stuff is my free stuff. Like usually I don't do production work at home. But there's no point in me streaming concept because I'm not good at concept. Like this is my design. Yeah, all of this are my concepts. You can see this design language is so similar to this. Well, this aircraft here. Like straight up, this and this. Might as well just take bits from this. But no, I worked on this when I was working on Guardians, so it was heavily influenced by it. But yeah, I do like that mesh. Oh shit, where is it? Yeah, this mesh is not good. It's not a good mesh. Yeah, that stuff happens quite a lot, unfortunately. There's so many times, like sometimes people can be hired, and then the schedule changes, and then there's no work for them. It happens. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. That's the worst case scenario, though. But I mean, you'll get in the end. Like, it's just persistence. And any interview is practice anyway. Like even if you don't get the job, it doesn't matter, but it's, you know, you just learn what you can from it. Yeah, I mean the problem is like nothing I do in my spare time is made for production. So you can't really texture it unless they want a UV really shit geometry. Like something like this someone could texture if they really wanted to. I don't know, I was thinking of giving this model out afterwards. I don't know, maybe to the people that subscribe to my channel or something like that, they can get the mesh after the stream, or after it's finished. There's like a little reward thing or something. Yeah, Zach has a really strong reel. Yeah, I'll show you stuff again. Oh. Yeah, this is his reel. Oh, you already posted it? I think a mix of both is fine. Like, I think if you want to, it depends. If you want to be a modeler, don't do your own concepts. But matching someone else's concept is okay, to an extent. Like, don't just have other people's concepts, but if you say, for example, have one spaceship or something, but then you have a whole portfolio like Zach's. Like, say instead of this elephant, you have the cool spaceship concept by someone else, and you have the original. But then you show this sort of stuff. Let's go full screen again. If you show this sort of stuff, it's okay. I mean, this is what I'd rather see, to be honest. Can we scrub through this? Yeah, see, he matched it pretty well. Damn. Like, no joke, in studios they will do this. If you have to match something from the set, you'll have to line your cameras up to it, and they will scrub your model like this to make sure it lines up perfectly. So if you can already show you understand this workflow as a student, you have a massive advantage. but the amount of people that actually do this is almost no one. So this is your massive tip. If you want to get in the industry, you should try to do this. Like, he went and took the photos himself, so he knew the lens information, and he could take whatever photos he needed, and then he built it in 3D. And then obviously the turntables are always cool, always nice. You know, wireframe. Or for me personally, I'd rather always see the unsmoothed wireframe, which is this, because then you can actually see what the artist did. Because if you have if you look at a smooth wireframe, it just ends up as like blurred mess, and all your mistakes kind of get smoothed out. Where if you look at like a non-smooth wireframe, you can see everything. But yeah, he's done the same thing here. You know, lined the model up with the thing. But yeah, damn, it's really close. It's very, very strong. And then obviously he's got a really nice turntable. Really nice wireframe. Oh, shit. Yeah, everything here is super clean, super efficient, super optimized. And also because he's building on top of a curved surface as well, it's quite complex. Yeah, very cool stuff. Like, I would much rather see something like this than someone try to build like an X-Wing or something. Like, this stuff may look super simple, but it's, yeah, this is what we need, especially from a junior. But yeah, big surprise, this guy works at ILM now. Yeah, variety does help as well though. Like, if you have like a concept like what I'm doing now, and then you have stuff from real life, if I see the real life stuff and then I see this, I'm like, okay, cool, he can actually model what he sees, but he can also problem solve. Where if you just have your own concept stuff, I don't know if you've like cheated, or if shape is too hard so you just fake it. Where if I have your, literally, if I have your photo reference in the demo reel, I can see it. Yeah, showing wireframe is mandatory as a modeler. Like, your demo reel is completely irrelevant if I cannot see your topology. Yeah, learning from real life is also very important. But as like modelers, our job is to build someone else's concept and build it correctly, so being able to recreate what we need to is the most important thing. What do I think about this guy's work? Let's see. I'll open it on the side. Oh, this dude's legit. I love this guy's stuff. I mean, he's not even in the industry. He's just like a, what's it called? He's just a fan. Like, he just loves Star Wars. I was talking to him a while ago. I think he's a scientist or something. He's something, or a lecturer or something like that. He doesn't even work in our industry. I think he does this for fun. But the stuff is so cool. That's why, like, you know, like it doesn't bother me. Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't bother me that I can't see the wireframe, because I'm not hiring him as a modeler. He's just doing this because he loves Star Wars. And that's why literally everything is Star Wars. I'm pretty sure, I remember speaking to him a while ago, I don't think he works as an artist. Oh, the epic music has come on for him. But yeah, no, I love this guy's work. If you like the Star Wars design language, you'll like this stuff. His like sense of scale is awesome. Would I hire him given his stuff on ArtStation? Maybe. I would maybe be more likely to give him a chance, because I see he has a good eye. But the only problem is he can replicate the Star Wars style really well. if we were hiring him for Star Wars, then that would be different. But like as a general modeler, it would be hard because you can't see any real life stuff. But I also don't know what his topology looks like. He'll have to fight me. But nah, if they were like, this guy's work is great. I love it. I would definitely give him more of the benefit of the doubt, not seeing his topology compared to like a student or something, easily, because his work is great. Alright, let's stop looking at his work. It's alright. Which Star Wars movie though? That's the most important question. Oh, I changed it a bit. Whoops. Alright, Rogue One is a really good Star Wars film though. But you haven't seen anything else. It's alright, you can stay. You can stay in the Fight Club. You like Rogue One. I would have also accepted Empire Strikes Back. In San Francisco, yes. There's some people that have been there for like they give awards out for people that have been there like 20, 30, 40 years, and there's a decent amount that win the awards. Yeah, ILM San Francisco isn't a joke. Yeah, there's people that were working on there's people that were in the model shop like making physical props and then moved into the digital model shop when they started doing visual effects. Like there's supervisors that have worked with like building original props and now like model supervisors. Yeah, the guy who made Photoshop, or one of the guys, him and his brother did, John Noel. He's like creative director at ILM, I think. Something high up like that. Yeah, John Noel. Yep. Yeah, I was meant to stop now, but I'll go for another 25 minutes. I kind of want to just get a lot of these panels done. $1.5 hours. Do I get to do in real life stuff? What do you mean? You mean like things that aren't visual effects? Yeah, my breakdowns as well. Oh, like real traditional stuff? Nah, not really. I got friends that work in like you know, they start toying with like 3D printing and like making molds and stuff like that, and that stuff's really cool, but I haven't gotten into that sort of stuff. Like there's so many things I want to learn in CG. If I'm gonna do something, I'd rather just like learn Octane renderer or something like that. Like there's too many things in CG, too many things in CG to learn. Yeah. Yeah, there's a decent amount of people. I mean, like so many people travel between the studios. Like the guy that sits next to me at work is from Weta. At one point the head of modeling, Pascal, was at Weta. Well, the head of modeling at Weta was at Pascal. No. Let me say my sentence. The head of modeling, Pascal, from Weta is now at ILM. The guy that runs CG Feedback. It's a very small industry. Yep. It honestly is true. It's one of the reasons why it's hard to get in, because everyone knows each other. Like if we were to hire someone just in general, they would, the usual thing is they'll ask like, does anyone know anyone we can hire? And that person will usually get top priority. And then if that doesn't work out, then they'll maybe look out for people that used to work in the studio, and if that doesn't work, then they might look online. It depends. It depends on how many spots there are. Like when they needed hard surface people at ILM, they just contacted me because I'd already worked there. Like I'm a pretty safe bet. That's one of the biggest things. Is when you're hiring someone for a studio, you kind of want someone that can kind of hit the ground running and you can trust is going to do the job. That's why recommendations are so important. Oh yeah, kit bashing is great. I kit bash all the time. Here's my kit bash kit, well, some of it. But yeah, I just throw together stuff. Oh shit. Like I just wanted to put something in here just so the gap is filled, so I just throw part in there. I kit bash with most of my projects I work on. Oh, real life kit bashing. That's cool. Oh yeah, I've seen this work before, it's awesome. Just move it over here. Yeah, this stuff looks so hard compared to what I'm doing. But damn, this is so cool. Now, I always have a lot of respect for traditional working. Can you make a living doing these? Maybe. There's a concept artist oh shit. There's a concept artist I know that let me look up his stuff actually. He does work on the Star Wars films. Oh god, what's his name? I'm trying to work out what his last name is. But he does do like traditional models for concept, like mock-ups. Yo, hey, how's it going? Yo, I've never been to a site before, but let's have a look. Projects? There you go. Oh. Yeah, so he did stuff like this. He built like mock-ups of the concepts, which is really cool. So these are traditional models. So cool. Oh shit. What's he got here? But yeah, so this art still exists, which is pretty cool. But I personally prefer digital. Yo, how's it going? Yeah? Sick. Now, I always have respect for real life things. I remember one time I went inside of a submarine, like at a museum, and I just looked up at all the cool, crazy wiring and cables, and it's crazy that every single, like, tiny thing has a specific purpose. Then when at work, we just fake everything. Like, I was also at an air show talking to, like, some US Air Force, like, mechanics about their planes. Like, I was literally just pointing to every little tiny thing I could see and just asking them, so what does this do? What does this do? And every little tiny thing has a purpose, which is awesome. That's why I have so much more, like, respect for, like, real mechanics, engineers, stuff like that. Because we just, in CG, we just fake everything. It depends. Yeah, it's usually pretty normal. Like, you don't keep what you don't see. The only time you would keep the back of this is if you had to destroy it. Because what happens is, say for example, you UV this panel, it's all good, you lay it out, but then you've got the back panel as well. That means you have to waste double the resolution for one thing. Yeah, it's more about that you just don't need it, really. But like for example, I kept, where's the music? I kept this panel here because you might see part of it through a gap. That's when I'll keep the bottom. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun, but yeah, speed is definitely a big thing. I think speed is definitely the most important thing. Yep. In general, having a uniform ratio is best. Like, it makes the texture artist's life so much easier for procedural texturing. The only time you wouldn't have it is... I'll show you a good example actually. Let's find a panel. Alright, say for example we got this panel, right? Let's do some UVs. We got this panel. We extrude it. But we kept the back face. So if we go grab this. Get rid of this. Like, you could have your main panel, which is the top one, and the bottom one like that. You could have this one at a small resolution off to the side if this was going to be a back face but only existed because of effects. Like, if you're not going to see the panel, you can have a different resolution for that. That's the only time the resolution itself doesn't really matter too much. Oh shit. Whoops. Yeah, this is the only time. Or you'd flip this as well. But yeah, you get the point. This is the only time you would have a different resolution. But yeah, with this example it doesn't matter because we don't have the back faces. Cool. Alright, 10 more minutes and that's how much longer I'll go for. Oh fuck, I deleted my panel, didn't I? Whoops. Damn, this panel here is going to be a lot more work. We have to connect these two. Oh, really? Don't know. I'm sure they might have their reasons. Like, I know, for example, if you have like a really hero digital human, the face will have way more resolution than the rest of the body, purely because you look at the face a lot more. So there's definitely like reasons why things would be more resolution than the other. Like, say for example, I've worked on an asset where, oh god, where is it? I've worked on an asset where you saw the cockpit a lot closer than the rest of the ship. So the cockpit, the rim, and the panels around it had a different resolution to the panels over here. Like, just maybe that area there had a high resolution. That's the only time you would really change the resolution. But like, a pretty good general rule is find the closest shot, pick the most obvious section, and make a resolution for that one panel, and then base the resolution of the rest of your asset on the close-up, because then everything will be fine. But then there's lots of times where this happens quite a lot. Like, a studio will make an asset, we'll get the asset, but the asset was never seen that close for them, so the textures won't hold up, so we'd have to re-texture parts of it. Like, just for specific shots, if that makes sense. So you'd end up with like multiple variations of the asset. Yeah, the fact that they did the eyes much higher resolution, I'm sure they have their reasons. But then again, yeah, I don't know much about characters, so I can't really comment too much on that sort of stuff. I'm sure, you know, Spider-Man looked... Oh wait, you're talking about Homecoming? Yeah. But, yeah, people have their reasons. Oh, the modular city stuff? Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, Jama is fucking crazy. Yeah, that dude's on another level. No, I've never worked with Drummer. He was on Jurassic World when I was on episode 8, so we didn't work together. And he's also in London. Well, he was in London, I don't know what he's doing now. Thank you. I saved. Yes, saving is very important. There is, but I don't think I have it on at the moment. I usually got into the habit of saving like a lot, so I never usually bother with the autosave. I'm sure it does exist. I mean, it does exist, I know it does, but I don't know if I've got it turned on at the moment. Like especially when I'm working on large scenes, like the fact that it stops everything used to keep freaking me out because I thought everything was crashing constantly. Yeah, that's true. To be honest, I don't know. Like, file size is usually not really a problem we have to deal with. But I've seen assets with like 1 gig files. No, not 1 gig. That'd be good. 1 terabyte files. If they're really heavy, like you can get pretty crazy with having like things like scans and stuff in your files, and that's when it really slows everything down. Oh, there's plenty of triangles. We'll be fixing everything later. But like, how much is this one? This one's not that heavy. This one's like maybe 100 meg. Same scene as. Yeah, 178 meg for this one. Oh shit, I changed my duplicate special. Yeah, there's definitely standards. I mean, depends what department you're in. Like, modeling, it's just always Maya, usually. Some people use Modo, but like it's the rare few. But then, say for example, if you work in effects, like one studio may focus mostly on using Maya for effects or something, I don't know. And then you might know Houdini, so you could be more valuable, or maybe you'd have to learn Maya. Oh, this mesh is pretty simple though. Let's see. I'll look for an old asset. God, why is this window so big? I know, we can have a look at this file. Actually, this is only 160 megs. This is not that bad either. Oh, half of it is missing though. I don't know, I think people have seen this thing. This is only 160 meg as well. Oh shit, yeah, I'm done in like 2 minutes. It's -1. Yeah, this thing's 3 million polys, and this is only still, this is maybe 250 meg, and it's pretty complex. This is where a lot of my kit bash stuff actually comes from, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it too. Fuck, it's 11 o'clock. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning into the stream and watching me move vertex around and that sort of stuff. It's pretty cool, it's fun. I don't work as fast as I usually would, and it's hard to like split my thoughts sometimes, but it's cool. I'll get used to it eventually, I think. Damn, 8 AM. It's 11 PM here, and I think it's time for me to get some food. But yeah, well, thanks everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it. The chats are usually pretty funny. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Take it easy.